Oh, looking forward to Chiefs-Ravens. Looking forward to Lions-Ravens on Monday Night Football. Yeah. Let's talk about KC, though. They get that first win of the season. Wasn't exactly pretty, especially the first half, but did you see the signs of improvement?
In the second half, yes. The first half, it was really tough. They did a lot of things worse than they normally do. There was a couple strange plays from Mahomes. They were just completely off. But if you're a Chiefs fan, again, I keep stressing the fact that you don't have Rashee Rice and you don't have Xavier Worthy. To put that in perspective, if this is the Lions, you're missing Amon-Ra and James Williams. If this is the Eagles, you're missing A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It's not that easy. In the second half, they didn't have that many drives. They came out, scored right away on their first drive. I think 6-7 plays on their second drive, scored on their third drive, and at that point, the game was out of reach. So I did think in the second half, you saw some, more fluidity in the offense. But, Jay, I know I keep saying this to sound like a broken record. When they get back Worthy and they get back Rashee Rice, that is a huge ordeal for this offense. So I'm really not worried about them. I do believe Mahomes in the interview there. A lot of the stuff in the first half was self-inflicted. So they took care of business, won by double digits. It's kind of a boring game. It was a tough watch, but they're on to the next one.
You have been on many an NFL sideline, and I would love to get your thoughts on us almost weekly seeing Travis Kelce and Andy Reid get into it on the sideline.
Yeah, to be honest, and they said it, I love that stuff. As long as it doesn't go too far. You got to thread the needle with intensity. You never want to get physical between players or between a coach. The bump I wouldn't call physical. But right here, I have a feeling, you don't know, but I think Andy Reid is hot because nothing's going on. And Kelce has done this time and time again where he's a bit of a freelancer. Within the plays, he'll kind of make some stuff up, which for anybody in the NFL is a cardinal sin. But for that man, and rightfully so, it is not. But in times where they're struggling that first half, it's been kind of gross. You need to be where Mahomes thinks you're going to be.
Right.
So I kind of like that. Generally, it's Kelce giving, Reid a little bit of beef, whether or not it's play calling or he's on the field. That kind of looked like Reid was driving it today. Hey.
We were saying when we were watching the game, I like salty Andy Reid.
Yes.
It's fun to watch.
And it's frustration, Jay, because this team has great players, and they're playing a team that's worse than them, and they should have been, what we saw in the second half should have started right away for them. So, again, I get the frustration, and I do like it.
And then, of course, during the whole broadcast, Collinsworth is talking about what I think all Giants fans are talking about, which is, when do we even see Jaxson Dart? We took him in the first round. Yes, we have Russell Wilson, but this is obviously not going great. Yeah. You saw a little bit of him on Sunday night. They had him mix in a little bit in some packages. When do you think that Brian Daboll might just fully pull the trigger here?
Very soon, very soon. I think today's kind of a telling sign. You're looking, 3 to 4 weeks. I'd be shocked if we don't see Jaxson Dart. And fantasy owners, be warned now. You heard it here. But here's what you're looking at. Last week with Russ was a fluke. They were playing the Cowboys defense, which if you couldn't tell even by how the Cowboys play today, they're an absolute abomination. Today it was Russ just going back here, not reading anything, just throwing up prayers, hoping his guys to make plays. And they didn't, or the balls weren't thrown very well, as the one you're watching right now. This is not a sustainable NFL offense. There will be days where those go balls connect. But that's not what you want to hang your hat on. That's supposed to be bonus. So you see today, and they were first downs. They didn't ask him to do much, but Jaxson Dart got in there certain times. And part of what Daboll's looking at is, hey, can he command the huddle? Does he get the cadence? Does he have guys lined up? Did everybody hear everything? So I think next week you're going to see a bigger sprinkle, and then it's going to continue to grow. They're not going to make the playoffs, this Giants team. They're not going to turn the season around. It's time to get the youngster in there. If he can mentally handle failure, which is a big thing. If he can mentally handle failure, the sooner the better for him.